What's going on, supporters? Thanks so much for clicking on this week's video to find out how you can be praying for us. This video update will be the last one for the term. Now, I had my final lesson at Sefton High School earlier this week, and the lesson went pretty well. Participation was up, and the reason for that was actually due to this question box here that I bring along to all of my classes. And the way I go about it is I'll set this out, and it's for students who have a question that they want to ask, but they want to remain anonymous while they ask it. So they'll write the question on a piece of paper, chuck it in this box, and the idea is that before the period ends, we'll go through the questions that get asked. Now, we don't always make it to that by the end of the period, so this past lesson, what I had done is I'd spent the entire period going through all the questions that had piled up. Now, the way that I go about this is I'll pull out a question and I'll ask it to the students and see what they think, and then I'll share my thoughts in the matter afterwards. Now, the good thing about this was it encouraged participation from some of the students, and I got to hear a lot more from the students that I don't get to hear from often because all these students have different ideas of how to answer some of these questions. So that was really good. Give thanks for that, and please pray that going forward, participation stays well-rounded into Term 4. After Sefton, I was at Bankstown Senior College, where unfortunately this week we only had 3 students rock up. But nonetheless, give thanks to God for that. We continued our lesson on from last week looking at Jesus as a true vine and what it means to bear fruit for the gospel and for the kingdom. And I think the students got something well out of it. So give thanks for that, and please pray that next term we can hit the ground running in terms of attendance and students who are coming and who are eager to learn about the Bible. This next update is from Christine French, and she shared about her experience from Condell Park High School. Now, it looks like going forward, unfortunately, some of the girls will have to have an English class that they attend every second week, so they'll be missing out quite a bit. Now, that was the case this past week, and so Christine only had the boys. Now, she shared that she had an opportunity with one of the boys to share some encouraging words as he had a really hard time focusing, and she just went through some of the experiences that she had with a family member who had a similar issue. So the boy found that encouraging. Thank God for that, and please pray that going forward in future lessons, he's able to focus well. Now, another thing that she shared was that this past week, she had 2 students who were interested in enrolling into Christian scripture. So please pray that their parents would be supportive of that and that they might be able to get properly enrolled in Term 4. In other news, I wanted to share with you that I also happen to teach SRE at Chester Hill High School. It isn't a blast school, but if you could, I would appreciate your prayers in this school, particularly around the SRE coordinator. Now, the current coordinator had retired this year, and the school hasn't lined up somebody else to take his place. And so, ever since COVID hit, the school has really been struggling, and a lot of administrative tasks have been neglected, which strongly affects SRE in terms of location, regularity, and attendance. So please pray that the school would be able to elect a coordinator who's both competent and compassionate for next term. All right, that pretty much wraps things up for this term's update. As always, thanks so much for your prayers and support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.